is a base for most of the career. The reason is like when you start with the Python, you will develop the logic. You'll know like, okay, how you can write a script, how you can write a programming and all. But later on, once you learn the Python, from there, you have a choice to select the career. Like for example, someone else, what we do is we do engineering to make the base. And when we try to understand the various technologies and the skills here. Similarly, you can have the career even start with the Python as a base. After that, maybe you can go for the in-depth of the little bit of data structure, database, and all other skills which are connected to Python then. Later on, let's say you like to become the web developer. Now, if you like to web developer or maybe a full stack developer, which is again one of the most demanding job in the market. So how you can become a full stack developer here? What should be the career path to become a full stack developer? There I can guide you. Like, okay, this is the way you can become a full stack developer using the Python now. So how you, the first step is like, obviously like the Python. Once you know the Python, next thing you can go for web framework. Now, what is that web framework you should go for is a Django. Now, when you say Django, Django is a framework written in the Python. Then why Django? Now, when you want to say Django, the reason is like it is one of the high-level framework. It's one of the fastest web framework in the market right now. Now, why it is called fastest web framework? The main reason is you can develop web application quickly using the Django with a minimum lines of code. Now, obviously, what industry is looking for that if you really want to develop the web application, it should be done quickly. And there should be a certain framework, there should be some best practices, there should be some standard for developing the web application now. Now, here Django will allows you to connect existing web technology as well as, like for example, HTML5, CSS3, jQuery, Ajax, as well as you can say the framework like React.js, AngularJS, those kind of technology also can be integrated with a Django. So for becoming a full stack developer, one of the skill which you require to say is a UI development, which is like HTML5, CSS3, jQuery, all those connected technology. And if you have skills in a React.js or Angular, definitely it will add the value here. Although it is not mandatory, but definitely you can have those features also connected to the Django then. So it allows you to integrate the technology like a Django as well as other technology. Fine. What is the next thing you can do? Let's say now you did a full stack development. I'm just telling you the step-by-step process to build a career in the Python. Now, once you're done Python, you're done Django, you learn the UI technology now, you have React.js or AngularJS technology. Now you're also learning the advanced Django. In the advanced Django, you can go for Django REST framework. Once you have Django REST framework, obviously it will be easy to connect React.js, those kind of technology here. And that is the one of the pathway. And you can also see on our website, I'll show that the pathway is also available on our website now. So let me show that also, and then you'll understand like, how you can set the career pathway for the full stack development. So we have a one career pathway, which will start from the, one of the PG course also we have mentioned here. If you just visit this page, here you will see there's a full stack development pathway there. Now this is one of the career pathway. It's not the only one, where there's the technology which you require to learn. HTML5, CSS3, Bootstrap, Python, Django, JavaScript, React.js, and you can get detail here itself. So again, this is one of the highest paid, and I will say like, if you really want to be a full stack developer, this is the pathway. Having then done, let's say you are now you are not, let's say, interested much in the web application development, but you like to do something for the automation testing. So you have another pathway for that. You can use a Python for Selenium also. You can go for the Selenium testing. That's another pathway. Let's say you know them, then definitely you can go for the web automation testing. Let's say you know that also now. Then also you can go for mobile automation testing. Mobile automation testing, there is a framework called APM. Now, APM is another powerful framework to connect to mobile devices. And you can test the mobile devices here. Again, this library is already out in the Python. So I'm just telling you the first briefly like what are the career, and then I'll come back to the Python. I'll come back to reverse to the Python only when you are clear like what career you can set and how you can use a Python to build your career now. So here again, you will see like in our PG pathway also, there are, options available that full stack development. Then there is another career which is called DSML is also there. DSML is related to data science and machine learning career. And again, it includes the technology like, connected to Python, the library like Pandas, NumPy, and machine learning library like sklearn. Those all will be covered in the DSML pathway here. So here there are the skills. Again, like you can see, the career is starting with a Python here. Python, data science, machine learning, reinforcement learning, recommendation system, and you can get detail from here itself. Let's say you want to go for another powerful career now, which is another powerful career and which is most in demand right now is a artificial intelligence and machine learning. So here you can see the another career that is very important career, that is a artificial intelligence and machine learning career. Now I am giving you the pathway in a such a way that first Python, then I'm saying Django framework, web technology, and then I'm saying the data science, machine learning, and apps. So that is the sequence you should follow. It's not, I will not, recommend directly Python and data science. Yeah, those who are already working as a data scientist, for them it's okay to go for Python and data science. But those who like to start from the scratch, for them, I will recommend like, let's go step by step. And in Python itself, you have so many options to set as a career. You may not require to learn other technology also. Just Python related technology. Other technology means like, you may not require to go for, again, like go back to the Java or .NET or PHP or any other technology. That may not require. If you just want to have one career goal itself, Python and Python related technology. So there you can have the multiple options available. So now what is the option I say now? Data science. Now, data science, why it is needed? Every industry, you are dealing with the data now, right? So when you say you are dealing with the data, means you are going to clean the data, you're going to gather the data, you're going to clean it, and you'll have different types of data available now. Now, if you want to, make the career as a data scientist or data analyst, you will require to choose the career of this data science here, where you will require to have a domain expertise also. For example, you are working in a automobile industry. In automobile industry, you will require to analyze the customer data related to automobile industry. You're working in the banking industry, you will require to analyze the customer data related to banking industry there. Now, there is an analysis of data, and not only analysis, but also the prediction, the business thing is also you can do with the help of data science here. And there's an amazing career available, which is called as a data scientist career now. And this career is very much in demand in the industry right now. If you look at the one of the highest paid, profession right now available is a data scientist. But it's not like you can directly jump to the data scientist and you become like you learn and you become a data scientist. It's not like that. You need to have almost 10 to 15 years experience to become data scientist. Okay, so understand like the step-by-step process here, that what is the first step, what is the second step, and what is the third step. Like that, you have to go ahead with a career. Even I also started with the Python first. Then I actually learned the Django as a full stack development. After that, I learned data science, even automation testing. So that way, I've been learning almost, I can say, hundreds of Python packages. And I'm now flexible to work for anyone. I can work as a data scientist also. I can work as a full stack developer also. I can work as an automation tester, mobile automation tester. So that way you are setting up the career with a varieties of the choices now. And this is the only language which gives you the varieties, which gives you the flexibility, and it's something which is a open source also. And one more thing you will learn about Python is very easy to learn, right? So that way I'm just trying to say, like, what all thing you can do having data science skill. The next thing you should go for is a machine learning skill. Now, when you say machine learning, you are going to have the various machine learning algorithm there. Now, machine learning will help you to, for prediction or decision making. So most of the business, these algorithms are very, very important. So here you may require to do a lot of work to understand the algorithm part. And again, like, you have a choice to, like, which algorithm to be learned now. You may start with the supervised machine learning related algorithm first and understand various supervised machine learning algorithms. And so here you'll get the machine learning related information on the site itself. Just visit the site and you will see that there is a machine learning, what machine learning is and what career you can do in the machine learning. What all, so basic thing you'll get it from the our website itself now. Next thing is you will go for the deep learning skill. Now, again, a step is very important. Don't jump to the deep learning or artificial intelligence in the beginning itself. Having the Python skill, having the data science skill, machine learning skill, then artificial intelligence, then again under the artificial intelligence only you are going to understand deep learning. Here you'll just know what artificial intelligence is, what are the applications of AIs are there, and you will know, like, within a 4 to 5 years time your career will be completely based on AI only. So if you really want to enter into the industry, maybe the AI will become one of the mandatory skill, because everything will be automated within a 4 to 5 years time only. Like, you already seen the applications or the device, even the car which are will see will be mostly the driverless car now. And the gadget what you'll be seeing there will be an automated functionality, right? So AI will become the one of the base after maybe 4 or 5 years times. Right now also it is there in the demand, but later on that will become the base. So as of now this is like a base: Python, data science, machine learning. Later on AI may become the base, and then you may require to explore more about deep learning, TensorFlow programming, and many more like that. So this is why you need to learn, is because the business are automated now. Your business are automated means you need to write a program for automation purpose. And for writing the program, the most demanding skill is a Python skill now. And that's why I wanted to first of all tell you, like, it's not just Python. Python is a base. So it means it is a most essential skill to learn. So if you guys just think, okay, oh, I learned Python means my career is set, it's not like that. Your career start after the Python. Not just by learning the Python, you can say my career is done. No, it's not like that. You need to go and now have a next level. You may require to learn data science, machine learning, AI, deep learning, TensorFlow, and many more. So this is one thing which I would like to say about the Python with our various other career. Yes, I told you, like, mobile automation testing is there. Even someone is interested in the game development, Python is providing you the library for game development also. Someone is interested in the Windows programming or GUI programming, there is a library available in the Python for that purpose also. So whichever the area, whichever the domain, even every domain, I will say, the domain like even network automation domain, there is a library available for network automation. There is a domain which is connected to network infrastructure or IT infrastructure, like library like Ansible. Here there's a infrastructure automation is done, and that is what the industry is doing right now. So again, for that, maybe you can use a Python as a base, and then you can now stack up other skills. Then that way you will require to learn multiple skills. So don't just learn one particular skill. Just Python is the base. After that, let us have a stack of Python, data science, machine learning, or related technology. So once you have branches of related technology, you become a stronger and stronger in the Python. And that is the way you will have a demand in the market. If you really want to enter into the industry, I will recommend, even our company, we are working on almost 10 different skills of Python, not just Python. Python is a base, but we are working on Django. We are working on UI technology also, like HTML5, CSS3, jQuery, React.js integration, Django REST framework, and also the database skills. We are connected with the PostgreSQL, MongoDB. And the text analytics skill also, like chatbot application development, we are using the text analytical skill. Like that, we are using, multiple skills here, not just specific one skill. So I hope you are getting, like, the what all the career are theirs, which you can, do it after the Python also, because some of you guys will be already knowing the Python. That's why I did not start with the Python. But let me now, because now I think you got the certain idea about what Python is. So from here we are also created one product. So this product is like a, will tell you like what Python is also. So if you are visiting the site, in your, in the site, if you just say PG level course and there's a Python, you just select here, you will see the first thing is like the one of my workshop video. You will have a complete video. You may, visit this workshop video and understand what Python, where we use a Python, why Python, all that things is there in this workshop. But what is now, I'll be telling you quickly now. So I hope the screen is visible. Here there is a content part also. So first thing is, I will tell you now, like, because now you know like what is the career in the Python. Now I'd like to tell you like what is Python. So some of you will be having the idea like Python is a programming language. Someone will say Python is a scripting language. Someone will say Python is a object-oriented programming language. But now let me tell you what exactly Python. Python is about that, and that is object-oriented scripting language. If I have to say that Python in a one line, I will say Python is an object-oriented scripting language. That way I'm comparing with other languages also. The next thing is Python is a general purpose language. So understand what is general purpose language, because when we work on various language, we don't understand this language is general purpose language, how to select the language. Now, when you're studying language, someone may say, okay, I will make the career in the HTML5 or CSS3 or SQL. But those languages are specific purpose language. Their purpose is clear, that those languages will not allow you to create, complete the stack, full stack development. So that like HTML5 CSS3 will allow you to go for the only web programming, and that too you will not become a full stack development for that. So to become a full stack developer, you will require to a framework. So you will go for the either, maybe the React.js or Angular.js, those kind of technologies. But again, there are certain challenges with those technology. Maybe someone would like to go for UIX developer. That's good career again. But again, let me loop. Python will go, to the next level also. We'll say, okay, you like to go for the, data science, data engineering, then Python will help for that. That's why you start the career with the Python, and it will help you to go for the next level. Language is interpreted. Now, when you say the language is interpreted, it means in this case, you are thinking about, like line by line execution now. When you say line by line execution, it means here you are not writing the complete program and executing. Just like, one line and you execute like that. So it becomes very easy. You simply interact with the interpreter here, and interpreter is doing your job. So it's very simple that way. It's an interpreted language and high level. The meaning is like very simple, that when you say high level, the language is natural language, kind of English language, you can say. So it's like a human-centric language. Language like C, C++, when you talk about, there you need to write core programming. There you need to write, like understand the machine also. You need to understand the operating system. And some developer, they think like, understanding the memory allocation, garbage collection is really challenging for them. So instead of that, you simply use a simple instruction. Python will do work internally. So here there's a automatic memory allocation. Everything is dynamic in the case of Python. Whatever I said about the language here, quickly again, that Python is a general purpose. It means you can perform any task. Like you can develop even the search engine. You can also use a Python for New York Stock Exchange transactions, like financial transactions. Python is using the NASA also. So whichever company you like to work, you can perform the task. And that's why this language is so flexible, and you can make whatever the kind of career you want to make it now. Then the interpreter, I told, like, interpreter itself is a program. Internet is a program. It's written in some language, like Python is written using the C language now. Okay, so that way the interpreter is doing the work for you. Next thing is it's a very much interactive language. The word actually interactive means you are just saying a hello, print welcome to the Python interactive shell, and you get that shell is responding immediately to you. So I can show the demo also, like to understand like how it works. Next thing is, like I told you, like it is object oriented. Now let me tell you a little bit more about object oriented scripting language means, because this is the most important point in this particular language. What is object oriented means? So in Python case, what happened? Everything is considered as a object. Now, what is everything considered as an object means? You have a data types. That data types like integer, float, string, they all are already defined. You have a built-in functions, they are defined. Even the classes are defined, modules are defined, and these all considered as an object in the Python. So whenever you're writing the Python script, things are already defined. So it's like a template is there, blueprint is there. You are simply need to create an object now. You have a built-in object also, and you can define user-defined object also. Now, when you say user-defined object, what does it mean here? Means you can write your own class. You can override the existing classes definition, and that is also possible in the Python. So it gives you flexibility to create your own user-defined object other than using the built-in objects. So there is always option for you. You can use a built-in object as well as you can customize it, and that gives you the freedom to the developer. As per the need, you can create an object. As per the need, you can use the existing object, and you can execute the script quickly in that case. I told you about what is high level language, and those who are not aware, let us see, like there are previously we were working more on the low level languages, assembly level, machine level. There the things were very complicated. When we started our career, that time we were learning the assembly programming also. We were writing those code, and really it was tough to understand that, remember those code, because all were like symbolic kind of thing. But now it's simple. Like you simply say hello world, print hello, and the whatever the command you want to say, input, or unlike the commands are very simple, just like a command, and it's like an English command you are telling. You say if, elif, ls. So this kind of instruction you are setting up here. So that way the things are very easy in the Python as compared to the low level languages here. Now the next thing is that Python is also having the, if you compare with the Java, because most of you guys are having the fan of Java, understand the differences here. In the Java case, you need to write at least 5 to 6 lines of code for even simple hello world. But that is not the case in the Python. So again, Java is a programming, and that is an object-oriented programming language. But Python is not the object-oriented programming language. Python is object-oriented scripting language. You can do object programming, but scripting language means here the things are already defined here. Like in the shell scripting. Shell scripting, the commands which are there, they're all script, right? What are the command you take, like a CP command, or you can, like where you just say copy paste and all, like that, yeah, me command, RM command. So these commands are program internally. Internally they're programmed, but what you see is a command. So Python is like that kind of a scripting language. So every line internally is a program. So what you see is a high level thing now. It's like an abstract thing which you are saying now. Now, how to do the programming in the Python? What should you do for the writing the script in the Python now? There are two different ways to enter into the programming. One is like you can go for the python.org site, and from there you can download the Python, and whichever the OS it is, whether it is a Windows or whether it is a Linux or whichever OS it is. So there is options available now, right? And that is something just to learn the Python. But my recommendation here is not just to learn the Python. If you really want to make the career, learn the Python, learn the data science also do the web programming, then one of the very, very powerful distribution available is a Anaconda. This distribution like anaconda.com, and the link which I share here, products and individual, in this link at the end you will be able to see there is there is a link available to download the Anaconda for Windows. You can also download Anaconda for Mac. You can download for the Linux. So there are several options available, right? So understand, like, you have a choice for all the operating system. and you can download the 64-bit version. So this way you will be able to, this will allow you to run the Python, the various operating system, and you'll get the best interface to execute also. So let me tell you, like there are many videos which are available on my YouTube channel, like GKTCS Innovations. So there on Python itself, you will see almost, I can say 30 to 40 videos are available. And also there are data science, machine learning videos available. So in case you like to have more Python skills and all, you can just visit that, as well as you can visit the website. There also you get the link to the YouTube channel. From there also you can subscribe and get the notification related to the various videos available for the Python, data science, machine learning. And very soon I'll be coming up with the Django series. So Django framework, full stack development, that also I'll be starting. So you'll get the notification as you have subscribed the channel then. Now the question comes to like why this language is becoming so popular these days. Why there's a need of this language. So let me tell you, like popularity comes because of the features in the Python. So Python is having such a popular feature, like you can do the things with a short code. You don't need to write more lines of code. Having a dynamic typing feature is another plus point here. Like the language, like if you talk about Java, C, C++, there you have to define the data types. You have to say this is integer, this is a float, this is string and all. But in the Python case, interpreter understand based on the value. You simply give the value, and based on that, interpreter will tell that this is the integer or float or string, whatever it is, right? So I hope like you are getting like what the benefits of the Python here now. The next thing is like the library. See, any library, any language where you have a rich set of library is a tremendous library. Like it's one of the biggest library available in the Python. So this library is allowed to do go for anything. So library for machine learning, library for data science, library for web programming, library for testing. If you have that kind of library available for any company you want to go for, let's say IBM, Cisco, Google, whichever company, whatever the kind of work you want to do, whether you would like to go for infrastructure automation, network automation, security automation, mobile automation, every cases you have library already available. And this library is freely available. So that way, you don't require to write program for each and every application here. You can simply use it and you can finish the job. That way, you are improving your productivity. All this feature which I'm telling you is all for the improving the productivity only. So you do not require to do, for everything you don't require to write a script here. Many cases the models are already available and you can use it. So it's also a modular language. Language is so easy that you don't require to worry about how difficult or like how much time it will take to learn. I will say like even you start today, within a 1 week you will get the grasp of the Python. Within a 1 week, maybe you can check my video and you'll come to like what I'm trying to say, or you can attend my any session. I can tell you like the one workshop session. Within a 1 day I will make you enable to start the Python, and you will able to understand data structure part, programming part like control flow and all. Only thing is we need to practice it, and the time we have to spend is more on the object-oriented programming in the Python. So yes, in the workshop you'll get the idea about like how you can learn more about the object programming, how you can develop the application using the object programming. So there we get more time. So yes, if you can attend some of the workshop, we may start the Python workshop completely for the day, where we'll be covering the object programming. And also you can see certain videos which are available on YouTube channel where I have taken the bank application development using object programming. So those kind of videos are available on the on our YouTube channel also. Also you can see on our website gktcs.in. There you'll get that how you can develop bank application using the Python. Then later on you can, once you have practiced, again these are the core Python, done the object programming or exception handling, file handling, regular expression, those kind of models, you will require to practice so that you can use it now in a case of the real-time application. So that become a base. So here the things are very easy, and with a few lines of code you can do more thing. Then the library and the documentation is concerned. As I already said, like Python is a very community friendly language. What is community or supportive friendly language means? Like you have a lot of video tutorial available, guidelines available, plenty of documentations, blogs, and there are various tutorials available to learn itself. Also, we are providing that. You just visit our site and register freely. You get on a learner dashboard, you'll get lots of recorded video. Once you just log in as a learner, you will also see the lots of recorded session on our event page. And with that, you will get the complete learning pathway from the site itself. I told you like there's a library available for the Django, for the web scraping also there's a library available. In case you like to go for the scraping the data from the web technologies, there's a library called Beautiful Soup, BS4, or you can go for the library called SciPy for engineering and application, or for data visualization, you can go for Matplotlib. Like that, there are numerous library available, and also the Django framework library. So these are only library, like Django is also library. There is a Flask framework is also available like that. Then the flexibility, which I am telling you from the beginning, that for you guys, you have a flexibility to select your career after learning the Python. Let me know, I have make my complete career started with the Python, I can say. Previously, I was having the knowledge about networking, security. I invested almost, you can say, 7 to 8 years of time only to understand networking and security part. But later on, I understand, okay, there is a certain limit in the infrastructure domain. So you cannot do any kind of programming, and there is nothing like automation there. So if you really want to go for automation, the language is needed. Previously, I was having a little bit phobia of learning the programming language. But later on, once I learned the Python, I found like language is not difficult. It is very easy. Is on the phobia was just because maybe you can say Java or those kind of C++ language where to do automation is not easy. Yes, that's a very powerful programming language, and that's a base also. But when going for the, let's say, web programming or Java programming, and those kind of programmings are really tough to do in the language, like you can say the programming languages. But with a scripting language, things are very easy. So those guys who like to go for easy thing, go for Python. Here there's a lot of library available, huge library available, and this library will help you to go for any career. And you can decide, okay, today okay, maybe for 1 or 2 years you like to go for the testing purpose, so go for test automation career. You like to go for the network automation, having the interest in the networking. So those guys who are interested in networking field, learn the network automation. Those guys who are interested in the infrastructure domain, again, network automation and the cloud infrastructure like Ansible, DevOps application development in the Python, those kind of area you can select then. So yes, you have a choice, and you can select as per your requirement now. I already say, like, there are various frameworks. Flask is one of the micro framework. In case you don't want to start with the large framework, because Django is a little bit large framework compared to the Flask here. So Flask is a micro framework. So with a few lines of code, you can use a Flask as a library, and you can start developing the web application with a few lines itself. Whereas in the Django case, you need to, it is like a complete a framework. It's a kind of full stack development framework here. And here you get a lot of things like in the database connectivity. You can connect to any database with the Django, whether you want like to connect to PostgreSQL, MySQL, Oracle, and but you don't need to write a programming for that. It is simply by writing the Python code. Just object oriented programming means you're adding the classes here. So with the classes, you are connecting to the databases now. So there is called ORM, object relational mapper. Those kind of concepts are used in the Django, and a very powerful framework. I will recommend to everyone, whoever is interested in the web application development, should go for Django framework. Again, like very few guys, like mostly the some of may have interest in the game development and all. So yes, there's options available like PySoy, PyGames. Those kind of libraries are good for the game application development. And another very important career which is there in some of the companies where they are working on big data, or a big data engineer is another demand. For that, Python is supporting, like we have a PySpark, we have NumPy, we have scikit-learn. Those are like big data technology as well as machine learning libraries are there now. So it is a combination now. We have, first thing is a big data technology, like Hadoop. We have an integration now with the PySpark. There's a Spark and Python combination. So big data analysis is one of the powerful libraries called PySpark. Again, it is very much in demand when you are going for the big data analysis now. So there is a library for artificial intelligence, like you have TensorFlow programming for neural networks, OpenCV for image processing. So in case you like to go for those kind of application, another library is available. One more thing I say, like for GUI programming, we have TK Inter, WX Widget, Kiwi, PyQt, those kind of libraries are available for GUI programming. Then the library for web scraping like Beautiful Soup, Scrappy, LXML, Request, Selenium, URL base. So this kind of libraries are there for the web scraping. And those who are interested for the embedded application development, like some of the guys maybe from electronics background, like you must be doing like B.Tech in electronics, then you may wanted to do something embedded programming, then you can go for this Raspberry Pi is one of the device also available in the market. And you can also have the, because Python is kind of C language, and that's why it is possible to go for the embedded application development also. So in short, I would like to tell you like why Python is in a demand, why Python is so popular, because of the powerful feature available. The powerful feature like dynamic typing, built-in data structure, powerful libraries which is there, the kind of framework which you're having the support and the rapid application development, and all those things are already there as an open source, though you're not paying for the license here, and very easy to learn. So yes, it has been found in the statistics, that this is one of the most useful and easy to learn language in the 2020 also. So I just wanted, this was something related to theory part now. Now let me come back to the something more about hands-on part. Whatever again, if I had to discuss about just theory, there will be a lot of things to discuss about theory only. But before that, simply I'm saying this is a Jupyter notebook, and now here I'm just executing the script now, whatever I shown to you. Now I'm just saying like if data is I'm just given the value right now, data equal to 223 and all the thing, and I just say float here. So how it is happening, I'm just changing the value here. It's a some numeric value and it's an integer. You say some float value, it says float. So interpreter is understanding the data itself, or you can say value. What are the value you are giving, based on that interpreter understand what type it is. So now let us change to the some boolean type, say true. Again, it's a case sensitive. If it is a true means t is here, so it is automatically saying that it's a boolean type now. Next thing is you like to say like a complex number, like you say 5 plus 10j, and see it's a complex type now. So interpreter is telling you what type it is just based on the value now. And also you can think about giving the value like a string value. So welcome to Python, let's say, and it says a string type now. Now how I say that this is an object. So let us say data. If you look at the data here, under that you will come to the various object attribute automatically. So the string is a class now. So if I say str update, particular str is a now class, you can see the various attribute related to str only. And if you want to understand like how the str works, you can also check the help here. Just check the help here. You'll get the help document. So what it says, like this particular data is of the type string. It is already defined. It has a various built-in method, and these methods are, if you can see, are already there with our documentation. This is what the help document is. So this is just like the attribute, or you can see the complete class internally. So it is just to understand more about the str now. How to use it? So if you have data, you can simply say upper method, and you can get the, your string will be in uppercase. You can print it, and then various method can be used for the string itself. So you can have various method now. You have a title method, and these are built in. Capitalize method, like that. So are you getting like how this object-oriented features are there in the Python? Very simple. You simply need to call the various attribute, and there you can also get just data dot, and you can see what are the attributes are there now. So there are various attribute for the string only. Right. So this was just to tell you like how data types in the Python works. Now, one more thing I'd like to tell about Python is like, you can use this ID or this Jupyter notebook like a calculator. So you do not require to write a big program for doing the computation here. You simply write a what are the calculation you want to do it. Addition, multiplication, division, subtraction is all some very simple thing in the Python to do. Very simple, right? And not only that, I'd like to show something powerful feature in the Python now. Let's say you want to go beyond the memory allocation. Generally, you have a certain memory that, okay, I can allocate 32-bit, 64-bit, 128-bit. That's what the generally between the C, language like C, C++, and Java. Up beyond that, it is challenging. But here it is not like that. You simply increase the value. Like I put a 2 to the power right now 10,000, and you can see integers are unbounded. So you can understand the dynamism in the Python. So there is a dynamic typing, dynamic memory allocation here. You can allocate the memory based on the need of the value here. So, and it's very easy. And you must have seen like what are the code till now I wrote is very, very easy to start now. And step by step you can learn here. Take one step at a one time and try to execute that. So that way you do not require to think about, okay, do I need to write 100 lines of code for Python or 10 lines, 20 lines for execute? No, not necessarily. Write one line, execute, right? Second. So that way you can learn in a step-by-step manner. And that's why you feel, you feel okay, because if any language or interpreter gives you response immediately, even the error will get, you'll get the error immediately. And you'll come to know what is that error also. For example, I'm doing a little bit of error here. I given now a small white space. I got error here that this particular indentation error. Python is a indented language. It looks simple, but let me like you need to follow the principle here. You need to follow the best practices here. You cannot simply execute the script by like a kind of a garbage, like you write code here and there. It's not like that. You have to be the code should be written, there should be clean code. Okay, so this is like a simple code, but when you write a programming, like you need to understand like how the control structure should be written in the Python. So yes, there is a this all thing you have to do it in a step-by-step manner. Another thing I would like to read about Python other than data types is a data structure part. Now, when you talk about data structure, Python is having the powerful data structure. What is data structure generally? Like in the data types, you can store single value. But when you talk about data structure, you can store more than one value. So you have a powerful data structure, like we have a two category in this case. One is called the mutable data structure category, and another is called immutable data structure. So the mutable data structure means you have a list, you have a dictionary, and in case there is one more function is available called set, that also can be stored. That also will allow to store the data, which is a mutable data. The another data structure which is there is a immutable type now. That is tuple. Tuple is a immutable data structure. In this case, what happened? In this case, you can store data, but that data is not like you cannot modify. Even you modify it is a new object then. The another data structure is a string, str, which we saw it right now. So that is another immutable data structure now. Then we have numbers. That also comes as a you can say immutable type now. Okay, so that way you have a powerful data structure available in the Python. So are you clear about the data structure? But again, like it's one of the important topics in the Python to understand. Data structure, again, you can practice it for at least 1 or 2 days time to just understand the different thing like dictionary, and you can say this list, tuple and all. So list itself, like how you can use a list as a uh, you can say stack, or how you can use a list like a. So here I'm just showing you one demo here. So you can use a list for various operation. Like you can use a list as a stack. What is list as a stack means? So list as stack means, what is stack here? Stack means you can have data where we can say that last in first out. So you always say the last in first out. So what happened in the case of list? You have, let's say, one list now. This is a list now. Now here you want to add the data. So you have method called append. You can get list by the square bracket, and you can have the list with a data item also. List doesn't mean like you can have any data type in the list. But let's say it's a books list, then you will have a similar books data, right? So you have books now in this case, and you want to append the data. You simply use append. So that way the data is added in a step-by-step manner, like first machine learning, then Python and all. And simply you can print it in a step-by-step manner in case you want to print it here itself. I'll directly print here in between. Once you append, after that you want to I say last in first out. So first out means it will be like first item, like pop. Pop will remove the first, the last in. The data which is already last will be the first out. So let us see now how it works. So now we have a list now. Data added was a Python learning, right? This is what we did it in the beginning. So this way we added data. Later on, I'll just show here some, the pop operation from here itself, right? So we can print it here now from where the pop operation started. So it will be removing the data now. So you can see pop operation. One by one we are removing the data then. So data will be data which is already last, like Python learning has been removed. Then after that, this PyDB learning and all that will happens. Yes, you can again see the list as object. So the way action you can perform, like command like dir, or which will allow to list the attribute, command like a help, or the type. You can use it anywhere, because for every object you can see the type, what type of object it is, what are actually the built-in attributes available, like dir. What if you want to know about more about it, you can just check the help also. So this way you get the idea about your object and what methods you can perform, that also will come to know. Again, it's a very much practical language to learn. So as you practice, you understand it then. Yes, like let's say you want to use a list like a queue now. When you say list as a queue means data which is at the last. Like here it is something like first in first out, right? So data first in first out. How you can perform that? Okay, so here it is a first in first out. What happened in the case of first in first out? Now data added in the beginning, like Python is added first, right? It will be removed now here. Then we have something Python. So that way, you can remove by. So only change we did here is we have added the index 0 now. So this way it will remove the first item. So same data structure, and you can perform the various operation. Like that, you can perform the linked list operation also. Like we can insert the data anywhere in the list. You can remove data from anywhere. And you can sort the data. You can, so numerous operation can be performed on the list itself. That one is very powerful, very easy to learn. Later on, once you learn data structure, let's say you did a data structure part, list is done, tuple is done, and let's say you learn dictionary also. Then later on, what you should be doing is a programming part. For that, you need to understand the control structure. The control structure where you can have the if and elif control structure here. So if it is a simple program, understand only the indentation part first in the beginning, because Python is like a well-indented language, as I said previously also. So whenever you write a if block, while block, for block, remember the spacing part now. So here we have the spacing thing also. It has to be managed, like here there's a one tab, you can see that, right? There's a tab now. So this shows, that, let's say you're now this program I have saved also. In case you want to execute here itself, I can execute here itself. In case I want to run it, because I have saved it, I can run it from here also. And I can execute from outside the Jupyter notebook also. This way I can save the program also. Let's say you want to go for the next level as a, here I'm using if and else, very simple one. Later on, you would like to go for the if, elif, and those kind of structure where you have like to multiple condition to be tested. So here greatest of 3 number is another simple example. we can write in the Python. So this is the way, like you have if first is greater than second and first is greater than third. So this kind of logic in the Pythonic way with a very few lines of code you can do it now. So it is going to ask the again input from the keyboard. Now in this case, I'll ask the input from the keyboard and it will work that way. Now this program, let's say you want to go for the next level. Next level will be like you want to put into the while block. We have to be very careful here now, because as you increase the lines of code, you also need to understand indentation part here. Because if you have a little bit of space issue also, you will get the problem. So here, I'm just giving the indentation part now. In the while, I will put the while block here, while true, and let us put this into the block. But at the end, I have to have break also. So how to write Python script itself is a skill here. Simply put the break statement, and now I'm saying the, okay, I can execute this cell now here itself. So remember here, I put the break in the last statement only. So see what happened. So unless until I put the, the last value, greater, till time the loop will be continued. Now here, if I can say, I want to make the, let's say I will want to stop here, so then I can put the last value as the greater number. So that's what I put it break. So it's up to your logic now. How do you want to write it? So let us understand this control structure part also. So I just wanted to give the brief, and then like that we have a for loop, while this for loop is also there, and then you have the topic like object programming in the Python, where you can create your own class, your object, and that becomes very easy. Let's say you want to write a class now. So class in the Python is very simple. You can have class, and let's say I have a class of a bank class. You can simply write a bank application. In this case, I can write a pass keyword, and still I can get object here. Simple to start. And my B1 is ready. But B1 is an object of class type, whereas I did not define any attribute, but still, if you look at the dir of B1, you will see there are a lot of built-in attributes already associated. Why? Because in the Python case, class is also considered as an object only. So there is a predefined, now you are, predefined things, and now if you are writing your class means you are overriding the feature now. So here I'm going to write, let's say, one method, info method. I can say bank information. Done this, have this object, and now I can access this b1.info. So this way you can write a info. In this case, it is mandatory to have one first parameter that's called self. Now this is like an object reference now. You can write n number of methods like this to start with the method. But while writing, you may face like these challenges. Let me do like what, let's say I put the info one now here. Do you know what I did? I just copy pasted and I say bank information one. Let me show some error also. Now this is a code which is not indented. So you remember, like, indentation is very important. So this is statement has to be written in a proper way. Otherwise, you will get the error. Indentation, with indentation only you have to write it. Right? So yes, this is what I would like to say about the Python. And I hope you guys are, getting like what Python is and the various applications which are there, the benefits, and then how you can do the hands-on session. Now I'll be, let us have, have the question answer now. If you have any question, we'll discuss now.